The Haggadah is a Jewish holy book, a collection of scripture, prayers and psalms. One particular copy, the Sarajevo Haggadah, has endured the Spanish Inquisition, the expulsion of the Jews from southern Europe, the Holocaust and finally the war in Bosnia. Showcases Miranda Atty has more on the story of this book that survived the odds over 6.5 centuries.
The Hebrew word Haggadah means to tell or relate, and here in Bosnia there's one manuscript that has a more unique story to tell than most. The Sarajevo Haggadah is owned by the National Museum of Bosnia and Herzegovina. After many attempts at destruction, it's now kept safely in the building behind me and the public can come to see it. But the story of the Haggadah's survival and how it ended up here is what's truly fascinating. With its gold illuminations, rich colours and ornate detailing, this Jewish manuscript is certainly a medieval masterpiece. It's also one of the oldest Sephardic Haggadahs in the world. But its early history is patchy. It's thought to have been printed in 1350, but after the Sephardic Jews were expelled from Spain, the Haggadah's trail went cold, until it resurfaced in Italy sometime in the 16th century. It arrived in Sarajevo, and in 1894 the National Museum bought it from the Cohen family.
It is supposed that the family found themselves in financial problems, and that was the reason why they sold the manuscript. And from that year, from 1894, the manuscript is in the possession of the National Museum of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
The Haggadah was always kept in a special place, available for viewing for only a select few. But everybody knew about it, and it was one of the first things the Germans demanded after they invaded Bosnia during the Second World War.
They came to the museum to take the manuscript, but the then director of the museum, Jozo Petrovic, managed in a way that he told the German officer who came here that just some hours ago another German officer was in the museum and had taken the manuscript with himself. Of course, this second officer asked for the name of the first one, and the director said that he didn't dare to ask for his name. And the story says that in the meantime, the curator of the museum, Dervish Korkut, took the book and hid it in one village very near Sarajevo.
Jakob Finci is the president of Bosnia's Jewish community. He is very proud of the Haggadah's survival in that conflict and in the Bosnian War 50 years later.
One of the curators of the museum, Professor Imamovic, with a group of policemen, went to the museum. They took some of other values, and naturally Sarajevo Haggadah, and they transferred the Sarajevo Haggadah to the vault of the National Bank. After that, during the war, it was a lot of stories, especially in the international press, that Sarajevo Haggadah was sold, and that from this money, Bosnian army is buying armament and ammunition. In 1995, just to stop all these rumors, Haggadah was exposed here in the synagogue when we celebrated the Passover of 1995, and the whole world was able to see the Haggadah. Each and every time, Haggadah was saved, usually by non-Jews, and it became almost a legend because it's like a phoenix that after each and every catastrophe is alive again.
Much of the book's origins remains a mystery. Who commissioned it? Who illuminated it? But the one thing we can be certain of is the Sarajevo Haggadah's ability to emerge time and time again unscathed. Miranda Atty, TRT World, Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina.